All right. We're going to be getting started here really soon, guys. About 2 minutes. What kind of a host would I be for sales and marketing if I didn't show up a little bit early to the meeting? My goodness. So if you're on the East Coast,
All right.
I hope everybody over there is okay.
We're going to be getting started here.
Happy to know that the stream is working very, very well. Audio is coming in clean. So it's an exciting situation. We're going to be going over some really awesome material. The reason I started this is some of my friends recently have switched positions, and I've asked them to please consider going into sales and marketing. And I've been telling them, they know me for many, many years, and I've been doing sales and marketing for about 15 years when it comes to technology, everything from whatever you could think of, hardware, all the way down to software as a service and everything in between. I worked for VARs. I worked for myself. I guess I'm a good resource to have because not only am I all those things, but I am I guess I fell into the final area where I am still considered a millennial. However, I am very old. But yeah, you'll understand when I kind of go over everything and the way that I explain everything. It's a very East Coast style attitude. As you'll see, I labeled it, it's for mature content because, there are times where, you might hear something and you might not want to hear it, but it's going to be true. And that is how it is. So we'll get everything started. But once again, thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate it. And I hope you learned something new. All right, guys. So my name is Sebastian. I have been once again going to be instructing you on tips and advice on how to make yourselves better at marketing and sales through this amazing perspective, which I've been using for a very long time. I was able to be lucky enough to keep myself employed during the pandemic. Very proud of that. If you did as well, I'm very proud of you also. So I tip my hat off to you. But I wanted to share my marketing material, and I've kind of developed a Rolodex of training material throughout 15 years of various documents that have been located and found on the internet, and this is one of them. And being that it is a very large kind of installment of documents, I figured, you know what? Hey, let's get started from the very beginning. A lot of sales guys and a lot of marketing guys, excuse me, a lot of marketing and sales reps typically find themselves quoting movies, all right? Anything from Robert De Niro, and now, within the last decade, Wolf of Wall Street has made itself a very popular movie referencing thing as well. Another one you might remember is a Boiler Room. If anybody's ever seen Boiler Room, amazing flick. Check it out. Maybe you're off to work tomorrow, whatever. See it, it's awesome. But I figured I wanted to share maybe a little bit more deeper, a harder understanding of why Wolf of Wall Street and those guys at Stratt were so successful. And it wasn't because they were finding amazing people. Okay, let's just be honest, right? If everybody was able to find amazing people, everybody would be millionaires, and you wouldn't have to worry about, I'm going to find my next sales rep that's going to give me $1 million. Okay, and let's just be honest. Okay, if you're an organization that's looking for a sales rep to give you $1 million, you better pay him at least 1%. Okay, and I'm talking about 1% overall. When everything is all said and done, you at least guarantee that person $100,000 at the end of the year, because that's the right thing to do. Okay. Anyway, moving on, and as the reason I want to talk about the training documents for Wolf of Wall Street is because these guys came up with a way to get documentation down and process it in such a way where the individual it's not that they don't have a chance to succeed, but I like to put it this way. In a role of leadership, if you have people that are failing, it's not their fault. It's your fault. It's your fault for not having the right documentation. It's your fault for not having the right technology. It's your fault for not having a structure available for the person to succeed. And if you're in a leadership role and you're allowing that to happen, well, guess what? That sucks. Okay, and you could do better. And I love the saying, "Do better," is because I really believe that when somebody does something wrong, it's a team objective, and that everybody could be doing better to prevent that from happening in the first place. All right. So based on some of those principles, this is where I found this training deck to be useful. So I'm going to go start it off for you guys now that I gave you a nice little introduction of how this is coming around and why this is existing in the first place. All right, so right from the bat, this is just a photocopy of stuff. Look at this little amazing, right? Old documents and stuff. I have no idea what any of this stuff is, obviously for training purposes. Okay, so self-improvement, Samuel Cripp, Napoleon Hill's Great Principles of Personal Achievement. Okay, very interesting stuff. Okay, so right from the rip, I'm not sure, I'll be honest, if these came in any kind of order, but I'm going to make an assumption that maybe they did, and this was maybe one of them to get the person intrigued and motivated to get things going, right? So I'm going to get us interested and started, right? So I first heard about Napoleon's Principles of Personal Achievement when I was at work during my college selling life insurance in the 1960s. One day I called on a man who sold reference books door to door. Okay, so right off the bat, you're taking you through time machine, as I like to say. All right, they're talking about old style principles, things that make things challenging. I mean, let's be honest. You know, the guy selling books during 1937, he wasn't doing bad. You know what I mean? Like, think about it, right? Internet wasn't a thing. Books were important. The information still had to get around, right? All right. So this guy was obviously very curious. You know, the guy of, he quoted him as the father of self-improvement. Had to come to write this classic whose message is still valid till this day, right? Now, obviously, this time capsule of information is already old, right? So my goal is to see if we could still apply it to principles in 2021, okay? So let's take a look and see what they're saying, all right? So we have, I'm going to wet the whistle here for a second. All right, so Rising to Carnegie's Challenge. So they're saying in 1908, this guy, a 25-year-old journalist, basically was assigned to write some kind of great profile for Steele, Andrew, and during their meeting, they talked about how they had to become some amazing success, right? So anyway, at the end of the interview, they were, super wealthy. One guy challenged him to develop something practical that anybody could use in their field. So the immediately you could kind of tell that the objective was get these guys automatically thinking about competition, about not just the competition amongst the people that you're going to be selling against, but also the competition of just the people that are going to be your peers. Okay. So as time goes on, Henry Ford and William Ford and Thomas Edison, they labored for nearly 30 years researching and refining a book, summarized their findings, and they continue to be read by millions to this moment today. All right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to find something incredible out. This guy's Principles to Success. All right. They're going to break it down for you in such a way they're going to be like, here you go, buddy. You follow these steps, you're going to have no problem being successful for the rest of your life. Okay. You have to analyze things a little bit more. You got to kind of read between the lines a little more. You got to kind of develop the story in your own head. When you present material, it doesn't matter what you want to say, right? It matters what you say and how it's going to make people feel when you say it. Like, nobody cares, like, that you have, like, this great thing. Right? Let's just be honest. Nobody cares. Right? What they care about is how it's going to make their life easy. How it's going to make their life better. Okay, like I have this saying, like I'm a big like video game person. I super duper enjoy. Oh, I'm getting some messages. That's exciting. I'm super duper into learning technology, what's next, what's coming up, and it's just so much fun to try to find old principles and apply them into current lifestyles, right? So let's find out what Hill has to say about his principles of success and how the principles for the trainings of Wolf of Wall Street apparently had some influence for their employees when they were going through learning and development, right? All right, so develop definitiveness of purpose. Okay, Hill believed that the path to success begins with a plan for your life, simply stating that you want to become rich or successful, however, is not the same as setting a specific achievable goal. Yeah, well, you can see that, right? I mean, I don't know, there's, my goodness, I wish I could remember the person who to quote, but I think it might have been Simon Sinek. He was like, people don't, people don't buy what makes them, people buy things that make them happy, right? And there's a lot of great information about that guy. So if you have a chance, check him out. Anyway, moving on, he what they're saying off the rip is just, define a goal for yourself that's achievable. It's not like, I want to make $1 million this year, right? Like me personally, like for me, I found the best success for myself is to set myself small achievable daily goals for the repeats at work, but more importantly, give myself monthly goals and quarterly goals, and then a 5-year goal, right? And I want you guys to notice that I skipped the 1-year goal. Okay, and I didn't skip the 1-year goal because I'm some kind of, I don't believe in a year or whatever. I skipped the 1-year goals because I feel it's very common, okay? And if something is common, it's like you could search for it for motivation, and I don't really believe in motivation. I personally believe in discipline. I think discipline is what gets things working. For instance, like this stream that I'm doing right now, I started thinking about this 2 months ago, and I was like, I'm going to figure it out, and I'm applying it today. I've never done this before. Hopefully it's awesome, right? Anyway, let's go on to the next goal. Okay, Hill called this major goal define major purpose. Okay, he suggested that readers write down their major purpose and study it. Doing this makes the purpose, inherent strengths and weaknesses obvious. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So personally, I don't know about you guys, but like at my desk at any given time, at any given moment, I always have paper and a pen with me. Not that I don't have an amazing keyboard. I do. I like to doodle. I do while I'm working, while I'm on the phone, while I'm talking to people. I like to doodle dollar signs because it makes me think about money and leads and what it's able to do for me. I think about all those amazing things and I'm like, yeah, let's get more of that, right? I want more of that stuff. I want things that are going to help me be better at what I'm able to do, right? All right, so let's kind of go on here. So next, create a plan for capitalizing on the strengths and shoring up weak points. All right, this is very, very important, all right? In sales and marketing and technology, you have to make sure that whatever you're selling, and I don't care what the technology is, if you're selling solar or you're like selling something ridiculous like millions of billions of dollars, okay, one of the biggest things that you have to think about is where are your shortcomings when you're trying to talk about this topic in particular. Okay, so let me give you an example. Whoever told me on LinkedIn that the phone is dead, yeah, How's that going for you now? Listen, it's just the truth, man. The phone's not going anywhere, okay? You're not going to get the level of communication across through an email that you're going to get through a phone call. And you're definitely not going to get the step further with a voice compared to a face-to-face, okay? A phone call is great. Conference calls are great. Video conferences are great. All of those things together are nothing compared to a face-to-face, but they're important, especially during a pandemic, because you have to make people comfortable and you have to adapt to change very quickly. Otherwise, you will die. It's just, sorry, man. One of my most favorite sayings in the world: I did not invent the rainy day. I just happen to have the best umbrella. All right. So let's create a plan. All right. So when I first started out in sales and marketing, my personal weaknesses, man, I had, we call it phone freight. Like now we call it phone freight. I'm past that clearly at this point. I'm not afraid to say what it is. That was one of my, that was my hardest moment, man. And the people that are my mentors from very, very early on in my career, basically all said the same thing. And throughout the time, if you guys are going to be watching these videos, or if you're going to consider learning, you're going to learn that when you're making calls, and I'm talking business to business, when I'm talking business to consumer, it's all about being a regular person. Just talk to them like a regular person. Let's continue on, okay? Read your plan every day. Having your definitive major purpose in sharp focus on a daily ability will help you make choices. Okay, yeah, of course. Take a look at your goals daily. I'm going to share you guys something that I do every single day. I think you're going to love it. Every day when I get to the office, I write down all the stuff that I have to do. And it's generally I got to get a lead. I try to get more than one. I love getting more than one. But anyway, here's what I do, right? So on my piece of paper, I have my things to do, right? So I write my things to do, right? I do this. And number one is kick ass, right? With a big ass checkpoint. And another one is get a lead, right? So it looks something like that, right? Check your list daily. You won't be able to fail if you have the objective in mind constantly, right? Establish a mastermind alliance. Okay. Wow. Basically, they're talking about people that are hungry as you are, people that have the same objective, people that are just willing to work as hard as you. Okay? I want you guys to understand that the type of people that you bring around you is the type of success that you're going to have. All right? I mean, the bum and the billionaire, I mean, they got the same 24 hours, right? I don't want to just make it sound like that, but it's true. I mean, it sucks, right? But what are you going to do about it? All right. Establish your own mastermind alliance in the workplace by developing a relationship with a mentor. I said it earlier, man, the people that had faith in me from the beginning, nothing without them. Hey, look, they even tell you a great way how to do it. You see this? I really admire the way you do things. You're successful at what you do, and I think you're an exceptional role model. I would like to spend some time with you and have the benefit of your experience. Would you mind helping me? That's yeah, that's pretty straightforward, man. I would give that person my time. I would. And you know what? Coming from a leadership role, right? People coming up, they don't do that enough. Like, I personally, like, I will go above and beyond the call of duty for my team. Not because, like, it's important to do it for them, right? So they know that it could be done. It's really important for that. Yeah. Find the person that's able to do the job. Yeah. You guys see all this? Everything that I'm scrolling the mouse around here? Take the time to read this, right? As I'm talking to you about it, understand that, you know, it's about being positive. It's about having self-discipline. Look, motivation is not going to get you anywhere. Motivation is good for 15 minutes. Okay? Motivation. Like, I love the people that are like, oh, I watched this motivational video and, like, my life was changed because some rich guy was like, here's the plan, dude. You've changed the game. I've changed the game. You go tell other people. Okay, great. I understand. It's interesting. I want it to be successful for you. But, like, my goodness, man. Have some self-discipline. If you're trying to start something, you're brand new at it, you've never done sales and marketing before, guess what? You're going to be busy for a while. You're going to do some late nights, man. I don't know why, like, people think that, like, work doesn't require effort anymore. Like, do you really think, like, listen, man, I've been on with computer technology since it started. Okay? While it did amazing things, let me tell you what it's never going to do. It's never going to replace the human element. Artificial intelligence, no matter how great you think it's going to get, look, man, listen, artificial intelligence is going to do amazing things and help make things better, but it's not going to replace a human voice. It's not going to replace the way that it's approached. It's not going to replace the way that the human voice is able to bring other emotional effects that artificial intelligence can't on the fly. Okay? Like, if I wrote down something on a piece of paper, okay, and I broke it off into 3 different sections, okay, and in these sections I wrote, okay, I want you to be happy as you're reading this section, okay, and then on the next section I could write, all right, I want you to read this in your head very sad, okay, and then I want you to read this section in your head very excited, right? In your head, right, when you're reading these things, they sound different than what you project through your voice, right? Because it's what your brain is able to process and with the way that you want to be able to express your thought at that given time. That's why the very popular saying that think before you speak, a lot of the times people just can't because it's not programmed like that, man. Like, it's just not. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. Like, you could hold back an emotion and stuff like that before you, like, you know, go off and, like, kill somebody or something crazy, Jesus Christ. But, you know, as far as, like, sometimes being able to insert foot to mouth, that's hard to do on the fly when you're trying to talk about something, right? So you got to have self-discipline across a lot of things. Your goal set, the things that you want to chase, the way that you're presenting your topics, the way that you're talking about them. your technique across it, right? And all of these things, I'm going to be able to help, kind of shed some light on in the way that it should be approached, right? Self-discipline. Yeah. Excuse me 1 second. I apparently dropped something. There we go. So yeah, self-discipline. I think that I think people fail at self-discipline a lot. I think the problem is that a lot of the times when people are looking for things, like, I think a good way of explaining it is that, like, they're looking at, like, a mountain, right? And they're just looking at, like, the peaks of the mountain of the image. They're not, like, looking at, like, the way, like, how hard it is to get up the mountain. They're only looking at the summit, right? And then, like, when people finally, like, are like, okay, this is what I want to do, and they're like, they finally, like, walk up to the mountain, and they're like, holy shit, that is a big ass mountain. And they fail because they don't want to put in the work, or they expect the work to be simple, and it's not, especially in sales and marketing. Look, sales and marketing is really a recession-proof job, because if you really think about it, someone's going to always need something to sell. Okay? And if you're able to be well versed in the topic and be able to get people excited about it, well, guess what, bro? You're going to have a job. All right? You're going to have a job. You're going to be able to have the discussion with people. You're going to be able to get them excited. That's all sales is. It's emotion. All right? Let's continue on here a little bit, right? Enforcing self-discipline, of course. Think accurately. Strategy. Inspire teamwork. If you're looking to help make a successful team, I promise you, if you could get everybody working together on the same goal, you're going to be very, very well off. Not only as like a business owner, but as like a manager. But here's the thing, okay? If you're in leadership and you're a manager and your job is to make sure that your team is okay, make sure that you're checking constantly to make sure they're working. Make sure that you're able to show them that you're leading from the front. If your job is to manage a team to get leads, and your ass doesn't get on the phone to get leads when you expect them to get leads, you're not going to have a team that's going to fight for you. You're not. That's for all the leaders out there. The leaders out there. Let me tell you something. I don't care what happens. I'm going to see you on the 30th. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that my name's on the board. I've had jobs where people were like, oh, Seb, you don't have to have your name on the rack. It's okay. I'm like, what? No, put my name on the board, bro. What are we waiting for? I got to show them that it's got to be done, bro. I got to be that guy. I got to look at it. We got to look at it. Look what we're doing. That's not enough. I'm not here because that's enough. I don't know, dude. It hurts, man. It hurts my head a little bit. It does. Learn from defeat. And that could be a whole video on its own. Let's just scroll down a little bit. Wow. For winning, winning, and winning. Shit sounds good to me. Sounds good to me, boy. I'll tell you right now. Winning and winning and winning. Wow. Overcome everyday obstacles. Yeah. Absolutely. Think about how you could overcome your everyday obstacles in your job. Now, guys, I don't care from a technology background, technology marketing. If you do not know how your technology is helping people you're calling directly, you're doing it wrong. And I don't just mean like, oh, like know your stuff. No. Like know your stuff for like every industry, for every kind of person, that for every job function that you're going to reach out to, how it's going to affect them personally. Accept yourself and your worth. That's hard, man. You got to know where you're at when you come in the door. That's important. You know how many people I've known in my career that were like, oh, I'm $1 million guy. Oh, yeah, is that right? $1 million guy, huh? $1 million guy. And we all got a guy. I got a shirt guy. $1 million guy. Yeah, okay, buddy. Wait, would you do that, right? In a quarter, right? Or half a year? Okay. Forgot. Sorry. Forgot I didn't know I was dealing with royalty here. I apologize. Let me know when I could get your invite to your pool house. Jerk. Okay. Too many people refuse to accept that they have the common ability to be creative. Listen to me. I am not creative. I just understand how things work and how to apply them. That's it. Once you understand basics, once you understand what your capabilities are, what you can use, what you can't use, how that affects your bottom line, then you have some good things ahead of you. You're always creative. I don't care what anybody tells you. You are more creative as a person than you will ever allow yourself to be. Okay? The fact that like you're even here on this planet, you're like a walking miracle. You should I marked it as 18 plus. You should really treat yourself like that shit. For real. You should treat yourself like you're a miracle, and then you will do really awesome things, and you will inspire really awesome people, and you'll really take something away from it. Okay? Yeah. I like this a lot. You know how many times I failed just setting up this streaming thing? You could ask my wife. In the past, like, probably 60 days, I have been locked in my room working on trying to develop a side project for me to focus my attention on. And I've tried a lot of different things, and I failed at a whole bunch of them. And this is where I really feel the most comfortable. So it's okay to fail, guys. Live by positive values. Yeah, man. What that means is, like, don't be a shitty person. Okay? Like, sound like you care about something. Like, you might not give a shit about anything, like, maybe in your, like, personal life or whatever, but like at least at work for like fucking 8 hours, fake it. Okay? Sound like you care about something that makes you excited, man. Like, what are you fighting for? What makes you happy? What's your goal? Like, what do you want to do? Like, if I told you, man, okay, like, I want you to hit this goal, okay, in the next 90 days, okay? What do you need from me to make that happen? And just like have a real honest conversation with somebody. And like maybe you'll see like it might not even be a lot, dude. Like you could really like change somebody's life with like very little. I don't know, dude. Like if I was in a different like role where I was able to have more influence on helping businesses develop. I don't even want to say it. Like it's such a shitty thing. Like some compass, like anything to help like make their employees better. It's not hard, man. Be better. Stop complaining. You could do better. That's my like. If somebody's here watching this stream, hashtag better. Like seriously. Live by positive values. Believe in something, yeah. Set goals, yeah. Yes. 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 Right here. Do you see this? Visualize your way to success. I want you to stop and think about what your project is for the next 30 days, right? It's January 31st, February 1st is coming, whatever, 28, whatever days. Doesn't even matter how many days it is. I'm going to do it again next month. What can you do to make your life better at work? Is there somebody that you could ask to help make your life better? Is there a resource available? If there's not, and you are able to maybe be that resource, talk to somebody and see if you can be the change that that company needs. Visualize your way to success for your goals, for everything. That is stupid important. Work hard at working with others. Yeah, man. Yeah. I can't tell you. Like there are times like when me and my boss get together working on a project. Man, some of the things we could come up with, unstoppable. Man, seriously. It's so good to have people working with you on the same wavelength, trying to accomplish similar tasks. So good. Do it now. Yeah, let's do it now. All right, so you know what? I think this is actually a really good spot to leave it off for now. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the material from the Wolf of Wall Street's training from Stratt. Like I said, there was a lot of material. We're only 4 pages in out of 76 pages of material. So you could imagine that, man, there's a lot of stuff for us to go over. If you really enjoyed the stream, I love coffee. If you have Cash App and you want to send a tip, please feel free to send it to $SebbyD for Cash App, and for Venmo, You can send it to $SebbyDTrainedMe. I accept all kinds of donations. I appreciate anything you're able to share. Coffee makes my world go round. If you also have some time, and while you're checking out this video, maybe you're doing it offline, please hop on Facebook. Hop on, toss me a like. Let me know you've been here. Let me know you're hanging out. Maybe there's topics you want to discuss on training and marketing and leadership and phone call techniques, tone of voice, pitch, everything. Let's talk about it. Let's see how I could help you out. Let's see what I could do to help make your business. Let's see what I could do to help make your people better. Let's see what I could do to be better. Let's see what we could do better. Yeah. All right, guys. So another place you could actually find me is YouTube. That's where I do a lot of my streaming. I'm sure you guys might have caught me here. I post on Facebook whenever I go live. I post on YouTube whenever I go live. I also post on LinkedIn whenever I go live. I'm going to try to do these things at least 3 to 4 times a week. I'm definitely going to try to do 2 on the weekends, 1 on Saturdays, 1 on Sundays. I'm thinking maybe like a Tuesday, Thursday kind of thing as well. We'll wrap up this Wolf of Training material. We'll take it from there. We'll go on to other topics. I'll look at what's trending. We'll keep it moving. We'll keep it relevant. We'll keep it amazing. We'll keep it amazing. This is the whole point. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to keep it to 40 minutes. Here I am doing exactly that. I'm at 40. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. I appreciate you. Please like and sub if you have the opportunity to do that. Once again, donate if you're able, so this way I could continue to do this stuff. In case equipment goes down, God knows it probably will. But in the meantime, thank you so much. And don't forget it, boys and girls, you could always do a little bit better.